You're welcome to today's lesson. This is a continuation of the ICT 0417 February-March 2023 question paper 2-1. So today we shall be considering database. So starting from this point, students at Tawara High School placed in one of the four groups which are called houses. These houses are Jupiter, Mars, Neptune and Saturn. You're now going to prepare some reports based on school tests. So the first thing is we're going to start using a database software. So using a database software. So the database software using is Microsoft Access. So we'll start with a new blank work. So we'll start with this. We'll close this table so that we can be able to do our work. So the next thing is we have to import this M23 test CSV. So we're going to import it. We'll go to our folder. That's for this. We're going to import this. So we'll go into our work, go into external data, then we'll go to file, then text file. Then we browse where our folder is located, which is located on the desktop. So we open it, then we have our tests. We open it, click OK. So we have it in this form. Then we take this first row contains. So the next thing is do not import English field. So we're going to look for English field and we'll not import it. So at this point we'll go into advanced. So we check out for the English field, which is this field. So on this skip we tick it. So the English, we're not going to import it. So now check now the data type for other fields. So from registration code up to house code, they are all text. So let's confirm that. From registration code to house code, they are all text. Then from math to science, they are all short text or long integer. So with that and 0 decimal places. So when we are done, we set all of them to 0 decimal places. Then remember we set registration code as primary key. So the next thing we press OK, then click next. You might still be finding this English, but it will not appear finally. So click next. Then here we select registration code as our primary key. Then click next. Let's maintain the name as M23 tests. So press finish. Close. So we have this. So if you open our work, see that we will not find English here. So the next, we'll move into the next part. So save your data. So we'll go here, we'll save our data, then place in evidence document a screenshot showing field names and data type and primary key. So here we move to the other view, change our view to design view. So in this view we have every one of these. So now I'm going to change these guys from decimal point auto to 0. So each one of them, change them to 0, and this one also change to 0, change this to 0. So that's for these guys. So the next set of things is to take our screenshots. So how do we do this screenshot? We take it, after taking this screenshot, we paste it in our evidence document. So step 18, let's confirm step 18, this step 18. So we paste it in our evidence here. So this is our work. So we resize it. Then we move into the next part, which says import M23 houses. So we're going into this place. We have to import from file, text, then browse, houses, M23 houses. So import, click OK, next. So let's check if any other information was given. We are just to set house code field as primary key. That's the only information. So that's house code. Press next and next, then make house code primary key. Then maintain this name M23 house as the name of our table. So we have this. Next part of the question say examine the file M23 staff to identify the most appropriate field to use as primary key. So let's see how to import that. Browse staff M23 staff. Okay. Next, tick. So when we examine, we see you can find class code, teacher name, subject, and row. So any other one that we have here doesn't contain number. The only one that has number here is, or a code here is class code. So that's what we'll be using as our primary key. So click next and next. So we're going to use class code as our primary key. We still maintain the name M23 staff. So finish at this point. So we have the 3 of them here. So the test, house, staff, they're all here. So move into the next part. We'll move into place in evidence document screenshot showing field names, data type, and primary key used in each table. That's in 19. So we'll go here, change all their views to design view. So starting from this one, set as document show field name and data each table use. So we're done for this table, so it will not be remaining this one. So we go to evidence 19, that's step 19, and paste this. So since this is not the only screenshot we fix, I'm going into the one for staff. So we'll also place it still in the step 19. So we'll resize it till both of them can fit in. So find out for both of them this way. So the next part to move into is the step 20. So we have to edit. Let's take note, edit this restriction code. That's this one. So we'll go and look for this restriction code. Then what you have to do, you have to make changes on 6b to 60. So we'll go to this. On this one, let's change to data sheet. So we'll scroll down to 029. 029, that's here. So under this, we change it to 6t. So after doing that, we'll save our work. Then after saving our work, check for any errors and save the data. So move to 21, create one to many relationships. Now the relationship is between the key field of staff table and class code of test table, then key field of house table and house code field of test table. So the striking thing here, we have test table and test table here. So let's start with the first one. We'll go into this, that's database 2. So select relationship, select all of them and add. Then since staff is the major, test is the major one, so we extend this down. So the first part says key field, so the key field for staff is class code, then we connect it to class code of test table. So class code to class code of this, then we'll create. Then it's also say key field of house table. So key field of house table is house code. Then connect it to house code of test table, house code of test table, which is this. So from here we'll connect to house code, then we'll create. So this, the relationship between these three tables. Then place in evidence document the screenshot showing the relationship between this. So what we have to do is we have like one of them. So we have this on this side, then we take our screenshots. Then paste it in our evidence document. So that's what we have here. The next part is this. Number 22 says using field from all tables. So the three tables we're expected to produce a tabular report. So in creating this tabular report, what we have to do first is to create a query for each of these. So the first thing to do is this. Then create a query for each of these fields. After we're done with that, we'll move in to work on this information here. Then after that, we'll move into the rest to create our tabular report. So now we'll start with this one. So we'll go and create a query wizard with the information. So let's close our relationship and save it yes. Then go to create, then query wizard. So simple query wizard. Then here, this is where we start imputing our fields. The first field is field name, family name. Family name, we have this. The next one is gender. The next one is teacher name. We get teacher name from staff. Then we'll have science math from the test maths. Okay, sorry, take this back. After teacher name we have science. After science we have math. After math we have computer science. Then design technology. House name under houses we have house name. After house name we have class code. So class code from tests. So it's this information. We also check here, we have gender here. We also have gender, just to compare in case these records are not in this list. Science is here, then science field is here, class code is here. We have class code also in this place. So after this we will move to the next step. So next detail, next select modify. So this name will write let's use the word stem query, then stem for it, so as to differentiate the kind of query we're doing. So now the name here is intuitive test query stem. So these are the list of what we have here. So after that, what we're to do is under gender we're to select F, that's female. So gender, we'll look for gender. The criteria again will be F. Then after that we are under science, we have 80 or more, so we'll look for science. Under criteria we type greater than or equal to 80. So then class code contains 6. So for class code, look for class code. Class code is so for class code here, what we are going to get asterisk, that's shift 8, then we'll type 6 and shift 8. So we'll have like shift 6, shift 8, 6, asterisk. So that's what we have here. So after doing that, we'll now check for the ascending order of teacher name. So we'll look for teacher name, ascending, change it to ascending. Then we'll look for descending order for science, descending order. Then for now, that's the required information in this query, which will help us in calculating the tabular report. So we're going to run our query. So here, select So after running it, we have this list of information. So we have filtered out the necessary information. We have one of 27. So we have 27 lists here. Our teacher is arranged ascending order, and the science also is arranged, which is required. So the next thing is to create from this query, create our tabular report. So it means we've done this and we've done this. So we'll move ahead and create our tabular report. So we'll go to create report wizard. So from this term, because the name that we're using is the STEM science class for 2024, so let's import everything here, move to the next. Make sure this is not in various levels like this or like this, but it should be in this format. Then move next. No form of grouping. Let's move next. We've done this sorting, so we don't need to do that. At this point, our work is tabular report, so maintain as tabular. Then we need to check the orientation is landscape, so change to landscape. Adjust the field. We are advised here to adjust, make it a single page wide. Then select next. So what title do you want? So we'll go here and get the required title, which is the STEM science class 2024. So select modify, then finish. So this will take us to this view. So change our view to layout view. We'll be editing every of our work. So let's still confirm the arrangement of our work. Here it is in line. So the first thing is family name, gender, teacher name. So we assume it is in order. So we'll adjust this field since the excess spaces in between them. So adjust them so that the ones that are not visible will be visible. Then the position of some of them will move to where it's supposed to be. So this science will adjust till it fits properly. Math, move it. So this computer science is wider, so we need to adjust it. Then this is technology, so there's no space for it, so we need to adjust this to the right. Design, technology, so moving. To make sure all the headings are showing, then class code is showing clearly. So let's move to the next part. We are to calculate the number of students. Here at the end of the report, we have to calculate the number of students. So we go to pick any of this field, select any one of them. Still remember, we're still in layout view. So here we right click. So we'll move into count records. So under count records, to count the total number. So for us to set this label, new science group size. we're going to right click on this number 27, then set caption. So in this place we'll fix the label. So the caption here, or the label here, is new science group size, so which is now 27. So after doing that, we have done this, we've put the title, but now it needs to be a larger font size visible at the top. So we'll go to here, we'll increase the font size format from this to 24. So then also the fill here should make it like brighter, so make it white so that it will be visible. The next part is we display name, center number in the footer so that it appears on every page. Then we move down here, so not in this view, we need to change our view to design view. Under this design view, we have to adjust this, so we need to use label, this EE. So click on it, then I click and drag so that it creates the name, then center number, then candidate number. So we have this. So change our view to layout view. Again, we now have this information. Then the last part of this, we have to place in evidence document a screenshot showing the database formula to calculate number of students. So this number of students that we just calculated here with the caption new science group size, we're going to get it from the design view. So going to design view, you can see it here. This is the information, so make it quite visible. We'll resize this so that we can be able to see this clearly. So we have this. So this is the screenshot we're going to take. The screenshot is here. So we go to our evidence here and paste it. So we have this at this point. So that's evidence for number 22. So we are right here, evidence 8, step 22. Then the next part, we will save and print your work. So we'll save our work, change to this view. So this is how it's going to look like. Print preview. This is how the work is going to look like when it's printed. So this is how it's going to look like. So then send it to the printer for it to be printed. We'll move to the second aspect of the work. Number 23, using the fields from all tables again, we have to produce another tabular report, which is different from the one we have created before. So the tabular report for this one, we're going to also repeat similar process. We'll do this first, then after that we'll do this one, then we arrange the order. So after this, we're going to start with this field. We're going to create this using query. So starting out, create a new query wizard. So this contains gender. After gender, we have family name. The family name, given name. After given name, house name. Go to house, get house name. After house name, we have math. That's under tests. We have math. After math, we have computer science. After computer science, we have teacher name. To be under staff. So considering this, we are done with the required field. Then press next, then modify. So what name do you want to give it? Let's check the name. Let's call it query year 5. Year 5. So we have it in this view. So the next thing we have to do is, under this area, we have to select the record with 5C. So under class code, to look for class code. So presently we did not import class code. So what do? Is we move to this side. We move to this empty field. We look for class code. So the class code that we need is the class. We have two class code, one under staff and one under test. So we select the one for test. So class code. So what do we need the class code for? We need 5C under criteria. So criteria, here we type 5C. So after having 5C, what else again? House name is Mars. House name under criteria we have Mars. So it should contain Mars. Then class code 5C. Then under sorting of data, we have the ascending order of gender. So look for gender. Gender, we have ascending order. Then ascending order family name. Family name, ascending order. So let's take note of something else. For this class code, we're going to deactivate it since we are not asked to display the field. It's not part of the fields that are going to be shown. It will be used for our query, but we're not going to show the field. So we have to deactivate it. So now after having all of our criteria, we'll run. So we have this list, which is 9 of them. So after having it, then we use it to create the required tabular report. I'm going to create. Okay, yeah. So using this query, we have other queries here. We're using the one that is query year 5, which is what we created. So import all the fields and press next. Remember, this arrangement shouldn't be stepped. Then next. Then let's check here, tabular reports. So it should be tabular. Then orientation, let's check orientation of portrait. Then single page, orientation portrait, single page. Then what title do we want? We need the title for this. So we have this title. So we have this title, then we'll modify when we're done. So we'll change our view to layout view. Now every one of this is arranged properly. So it's just to fix this. Mask is not showing properly. So we adjust from given name, then house name, also adjust. Then we adjust this. Okay, computer science. So we need to move adjust this, guys. House name, math, computer science, adjust. So we have all this which is required. Then the next thing is this. We're done with this one. So the next part is we're going to calculate the average math mark below the math column. So we look for the math column. So this is math column. So here we're going to look for the average. So we'll move to total math. Right click. We'll move to total math average. So we have the average here. Then it should display in 0 decimal place. So here we right click, select properties. So under properties, under format, we change the format to standard. Then after standard, we change to 0 decimal place, so to round it up to 76. So after getting 76, we need to get this label, average math score. Average math score, we need it fully visible to the left of this value. So we right click on this set caption. So on the left hand side here we have this average math score. So we have it like this, average math score. So from here we'll continue. At this point we'll fix the next thing, which is the name and center number, candidate number at the bottom of the page. So we change our view to design view. So in this design view we'll pick the label option. So we have to resize these things so that we'll have space to fix our new label. So we'll pick our label, we click and drag so that we'll create the space for it. So after that, we start typing your name, then center number, and after that type candidate number. Then you now change your view back to layout view. So we now have this fixed here. Then we're done with that part. The next thing is to move into our evidence document. Take a screenshot of the formula used for the mark for math. So go back to the design view so that we'll see that, take a screenshot of it. The formula is not revealed clearly, so we need to adjust this side, the box to the left here. Now we can clearly see the formula, then also the text that we typed, that's average math score. So we'll take the screenshot here. Now paste it in evidence 9, that's the required formula. The next part, which is the last part, is we have to export what is created at step 23. So now at this, we're just trying to confirm what we did. So in what we created in step 23, we should export it as portable document format, that's PDF, and we should save it in our work area for the file name year 5. So we're going to copy the name here, then now go to PDF, XPF, SPS, we select it, then we'll click on export. So here we change the name, then remember we're asked to export in the format of PDF, and the name is year 5, the file name is year 5. I should save it in work area. So we go and select in the work area, then type it, then publish it now. So it's now displayed in this format. Then we'll close this and close. Then we'll go to our file explorer so that we can be able to see the name and the file type, because that's what we are asked in the evidence document. We have to take screenshots of the name and file type, then paste it in evidence document. So we'll go to our work area. So in this work area, we'll now see it. Then we'll take the screenshot. Then we'll come to evidence document and paste it. So that's the required thing in our evidence document. So we are to save our document and print it at this point. Thank you for watching this video. Ensure to subscribe to this channel for more videos on ICT and Igcse.